let me just say it's a real honor for Globe to be invited and to be able to take part in this really revolutionary view of the digital customer. Right? We at Globe clearly believe that the digital revolution is absolutely here. It's top of mind for all of us, and our customers nowadays are really evolving to be more and more digital as the days go by. And that's probably where I start off with this whole presentation, in saying that the age of the digital Filipino customer is actually here. 12 quarters ago, if you look at first quarter 2013, which is probably fresh in most of your minds, the amount of mobile data traffic, at least in our network, was at 5.1 petabytes. A lot of data, but it's 5.1. Fast forward to today, or the first quarter of this year, you can see that the growth of this mobile data has actually grown 10 times. 10 times from that of first quarter 2013, which is really a staggering figure and just really tells us that the customer, the Filipino today, is indeed already getting to digital, or if not already digital, right? And the question is, how did we get there? How did this really happen? And the truth is, it wasn't really always like this. If you look back as recently as the late 2000s and the early 2010s, you would see that, at least from a Globe perspective, most of the offerings were really around Corp, SMS, voice. You barely see any data in here. And you can see that most of the emphasis was really on your handsets, your promos, sometimes even basic value-added services, right? So it was indeed a journey for Globe, and it is a pretty recent journey as well, if we were being transparent about it. And how it really happened was, from a time in 2000 to 2012, where most of the focus was on access on your core plans, your postpaid plans, your prepaid promos, we took a stand back in 2012 and 2013 to say that, you know what, the Filipino is turning digital. The Filipino is going to start wanting data, start demanding data. They just don't know what it is today yet. So back in 2010, we underwent what we called Project Nemesis, which was our network transformation program, where we as Globe we took a bet and said, we want to make sure we bring the best 3G network to the country for the digital customer. So we started that back in 2010 and 2011, rolled out what we believe to be a really forward-looking data network. And to bring this into real fruition, we also wanted to take part in educating the customer on what the digital lifestyle is. And back in 2013, what we did was we embarked on a still ongoing journey to bring the digital life to the customer. We introduced the internet basically to the customers in a language that they understood. We have a saying in Globe that most of the consumers at that time didn't really understand what an MB is, what a megabyte is, but they really knew what FB is, which is Facebook, right? So in 2013, we spearheaded our journey with a free Facebook campaign, which really brought data into our customers' lives. Right? And you can see the real evolution of Globe as a business starting in 2013, because that's when we realized that, you know what, there is actually demand. The success of that promotion and the success of that campaign was really staggering as well, and we see it until today, that we said, you know what, we could be the best channel, Globe could be the best channel to bring OTT, over the top, content and apps to our customers' hands, right? So while you can see that we still continue to focus on bringing the best connectivity and access to our customers, so you can see that until today we're starting to, of course, we transformed and evolved into mobile data. We have also started beefing up our own content portfolio by bringing in some of the best names in content and OTT that you have not only in the country but worldwide. Such that if you look at our content portfolio right now, you can actually see that we have a suite of offerings that actually touches, I wouldn't say all, but most of the Filipinos' digital life, or most of the Filipinos' life, right? So we have social with our partnerships with Facebook and Viber. Clearly with music, the #1 brand that you can really see worldwide is Spotify. We've partnered with the NBA, and we all know the Philippines is a basketball-crazed country. Entertainment, we started off with Hook, which is still a key partnership for us, but I'll show you later that we've actually beefed up our entertainment suite. For family, we have a really strong partnership with Disney. And for games, Clash of Clans is a strong offering, and we know Pokemon is coming. We were offering some really interesting offerings with that, so stay tuned for that. But even just as recently as a month ago, we've continued to build on this content portfolio. We're bringing in some of the country's best partners really into the fingertips of our customers, right? So we're really seeing ourselves. We've seen Globe as probably one of the best channels to bring the best content in the US, worldwide, to the fingertips and to the mobile phones and to the homes of our customers through our broadband service. So last month, if some of you might have been there, but we launched a partnership with Netflix, with Astro from Malaysia, with SMU, with Sports Illustrated in Turner, and we are right now really excited to start building these into really relevant offerings to our digital customer. So as a headline, I wanted to start off by saying that we wanted to really bring what is important to the customer to their fingertips, right? So that started off by embracing the fact that the digital world is there. It could be overwhelming for the customer, but what Globe can really serve as is the conduit between these players and the customer. But it doesn't really stop there. We have also started foraying into bringing our own original content into the fingertips of our customers. And we realized that, you know what, while there's a lot of great content abroad and even locally, we have a pretty distinct understanding of what is important to our customers, such that we believe that we can actually take part in the creation of this content, whether with Globe Studios, which basically starts off offering full-length features, web shows, and content creation platforms for some of our partners, as well as Globe Live, which brings us live events such as concerts, theatrical productions, and launches in our now launched Iconic store. So again, part of the digital life is knowing what the customers need and taking part in creating this, creating it and bringing it to them, right? Now, when it comes to the traditional business and kind of merging these two into our telco business, how have we really done this and how have we propagated the digital life? Customization is something that we've really taken a big step in, starting last year, or starting actually a couple of years ago. For both our postpaid and prepaid products, what you would see is that we didn't want to dictate what the digital life is to the customer, right? So while we have partnered with several different partners because we believe that that's what our customers want, we did not want to dictate it to our customers. Instead, what we've said is we'll allow you to customize the digital life that you want. So for example, with Globe My Lifestyle Plan, what you can see here is that a customer can not only choose how much data he or she gets, he or she could also choose what lifestyle package they could get, whether it's entertainment, music, or life, the different aspects of life, and even get your unlimited access to some social productivity and other lifestyle apps, right? So it's fully within the hands and the control of our customers. Of course, we're there to assist them. We're there to educate them with what they potentially need, how much data they might want to consume. So that's part of the journey as well. Similarly with prepaid, and with prepaid it's still definitely a journey, but we've also given them the chance to really customize how much SMS, how much voice do I need, how much data do I need with our promo code GoSacto, right? So again, in propagating the digital life, we wanted to make sure that we weren't only dictating at all, but also listening to what the customers wanted and allowing them to get exactly what they want. Adding on to this, we wanted to make sure that whatever we were bringing to the table was something that was within the customer's reach and within the customer's awareness. Not only that, we wanted to make sure that the customer was onboarded to the digital life quite well and quite in a very rigorous way. We launched Globe Switch last week, last Friday, and this is really in a strong attempt to make sure that the customer knows exactly what the key offerings they are. So for example, the customer is given the chance to discover great offers by downloading the Globe Switch app on your Android device. You would actually see what the hottest offers from Globe are all in one page. You don't need to go online, you don't even need to wait for the radio commercials or all those things to know that Twitter has 20 MB for free for 1 hour, now offered by Globe, right? You could all see it in one page, and you can just take them as you please. You can take some or all of it, right? On top of that, you're given the control to toggle your app data usage. So if you can see in the second panel, a customer is given the choice to turn on and to turn off data usage for these apps. Right? We're now in a world where smartphones are sometimes a bit unwieldy. We're giving them the chance to turn off some of these apps just in case you don't want them running in the background or at all. Right? So that's something that we're also giving. But more importantly, we're giving them a lot of transparency. You're able to track your own data usage. You're able to track your own data usage by accessing this app. And hence, if you have a lot more capacity or a lot less, you know. And then you can act accordingly. You can either buy a top-up or you could just toggle your own usage, right? So this is for our mobile business. You can see that we bring both customization and a lot of transparency and innovation for the mobile customers. Now for the Philippines, we all know that our internet penetration and our internet footprint are still really a ways to go, right? Back a couple of months ago, we have committed to doubling down on bringing the digital experience to the home. So, you might have been there as well. During the One Digital Nation WWG, Wonderful World of Globe event last March, we have committed to connect 20,000 barangays and 2 million homes with our fiber technology by 2020. Now, make no mistake about it, this is a big undertaking. But this is part of our understanding that the Filipino customer is full steam ahead when it comes to the digital life. And we also know that while the mobile phone is a good avenue for it, a lot of your consumption is actually done in the confines of your own home. And when you're at home, what you need is a good home connection. And that's something that we have committed to delivering by 2020. Now we've looked at both products, the mobile product and the home broadband product. We at Globe have acknowledged that it takes something physical to be able to reach out to the customer, even when we're talking about the digital experience. So we've actually, starting 2014, we have embarked on building a cutting edge experience that really brings everything digital physically to your hands. Right? So we've now launched a number of Gen 3 stores, which is really, until now, probably one of the most innovative store formats that you would see anywhere, not even just in the country, but even maybe in Southeast Asia, where we've divided the store into 4 different zones, and you can actually experience products, apps, offerings, promos, straight out of your hands even before purchasing them. And this is part of our realization that for a customer to know what the digital life is, many of them actually need to experience it firsthand. So that's what we're really proud of. The Gen 3 store is something we're really proud of. Our flagship Gen 3 store, which has had its soft opening, but is fully opening late this year, is what we call the Globe Iconic Store, which is just around the corner. It's in the amphitheater at BTC. And it actually serves as a couple of different things. First of all, it will launch as a full-fledged store. If you can see this is the amphitheater. There will be 2 main compartments here where stores will exist, and there's a glass bridge right here. And it will really bring the most cutting-edge technologies, the most cutting-edge devices, the most cutting-edge apps and offerings to the consumer. But more than that, I've mentioned earlier things like Globe Live. We're going to bring a number of things. We already started with American Idiot last month. And we're bringing a lot of these new media and new theatrical productions, new launches to the Filipino customer through this venue. So again, this is the melding between the physical and the digital, because a customer, right now, many of us really still want to touch something, right? It also permeates to customer service. And we really want to bring convenient, accessible, and real-time account management to many of our digital channels. I mentioned the Gen 3 store earlier. What you could see now in all of them would be in-store self-service kiosks with video support, right? Whereas before your only options were queuing up in a store or queuing up through your phone. Now we've actually put a hybrid of the two where you could go to our stores and actually speak to a real person through a video conferencing mechanism, where you could actually skip the queue and have real-time service through that kiosk. At the same time, we have personalization and automation of self-service channels through some of our apps, like the G-Services app, which will tell you how much your account is due, how much your amount due is, and a lot of different offerings as well. And again, we realize the prevalence of social media today, and we have brought in real-time customer care on social media through Facebook and Twitter channels. Globe also, as you know, is a family of several different subsidiaries as well. And we know, again, that the digital life expands further than just the telco line. So we have also embarked on medical services with Consulta MD, which brings state-of-the-art telehealth to the hands of our customers. Financial service with Mint, which houses our current e-money product, GCash, and also our lending arm. Financial inclusion in the country is something that we care deeply about, and we know that we're still behind as a country on this. And we really want to make sure that we use the assets or the infrastructure that we have to bring this to a real relevant sense to our customers. And finally, digital advertising with AdSpark. More and more, the media consumption of the consumer becomes more and more digital as well. It goes to Facebook, goes to websites, and we are realizing this with our advertising business. Again, one of the ways where we feel we can communicate to our customers even more effectively. And finally, let me end with something that's clearly very important. None of this would really be possible without the network that our customers deserve. And with more and more data usage, we understand that the demand of our customers will be even higher as the years go by. And we at Globe, we are continuously committed to invest in building the best network to serve this evolving customer. Right? So I've shown you some of the journey that back in 2011 we went through a large-scale network modernization program. We've started to shift to 4G right now. We have launched 4,000. We launched 4,000 new LTE cells last year, and as recently as a couple of weeks back, we started firing up the first 700 megahertz cell site, which really aims to register high-speed data through your mobile phone. And we remain committed to this. We know that this is something that will not be let up when it comes to demand. We are committed to bringing this not only for the mobile business, but as I said, also for the at-home business by connecting to 2 million homes. So that, in a snapshot, is how we feel at Globe we could bring the digital life to a more relevant meaning to our digital customer. So again, thank you, Suran and Melissa, for inviting me here, and I hope this gives you a snapshot of where we really see how we're really bringing the digital life to our customer. So thank you.